smallmouth. Look at that.
Way down here, eh?
Yeah, way down on the main river, on a crankbait.
What we did, we saw that the wind was blowing on this bank.
Oh yeah, Bob.
A little smallmouth.
Yeah.
Came onto this bank here. Pete said, looks like a crankbait spot. So he switched over to a little crankbait, and he hit that twice, right? He come off of it, or did you hit something?
Yeah, he hit it a couple times. There may have been a little school of fish out here, but yeah, he hit it a couple. I had a couple, 3 hits, and then he finally got it. Little smallmouth out here on the main river, on the Delaware. Be very surprised at how many smallmouth there are on this river.
Especially down here.
I know. We're within sight of the Commodore Barry Bridge, and we're catching smallmouth, and you can catch them all the way up to the rocks in Trenton, and of course you catch them real good up above the rocks in Trenton. But you know, we were worming, and then my rod broke. Yeah, I had to switch to the crankbait.
I have to tell the truth. I broke his rod. I crushed that rod. So you will know that that is a truism.
So I apologize to the folks at the Rogue Rod Factory, you know, but we're going to get a brand new Rogue Rod in business here real soon, courtesy of Mr. Murray.
Yeah. See, let's just talk a little bit what we have here and the structure and why you did go to a crankbait, though.
Well, you know, this is you're just trying to get off the top of the breaking rock.
I do feel bad about
that. You know, this is a point, you know, a main river point, which, you know, you always read about it in every textbook, every magazine. Points are great locations for fish, and the points, this particular point, it has deep water. It offers a deep water current break on it, which is, you know, just an excellent fishing location, especially when you're dealing with low tide like we are right now. You can see all the rocks and everything's out of water, but we're still at 10 feet of water right off of this deal. So this is the deepest water next to the structure, next to the bank, is really where you're going to find fish off of these points at low tide. But with the wind coming in, like, we have been worm fishing in relatively protected areas, but now we're out here exposed to the elements. We've got about 15-20 mile an hour wind blowing right in on us. You can see the muddy, the water, the color of the water just mixing. So, you know, the fish are going to have a hard time finding that worm. It's just a real subtle bait. So I've opted for something that's going to hit the bottom. It's going to get reaction strikes, impacting the structure, and it's got rattle chambers. So the fish are going to be able to track it. You know, it's bright color. You're going to be able to see it, and you're going to increase your chance of being able to get a bite.
Yeah, I got one. That's a good fish. That is a nice fish.
Where are you going? Where's he going?
I don't know.
He's taking you wherever he wants to go.
He's got me.
You better watch that drag or back.
I'll back reel him.
That's got to be a cat or something. If it's a bass, he's a giant.
If it's a bass.
Bubbles are coming up from him. Oh, look at that boil. Catfish. Oh man, he just about run off with my line.
On a slider. You can catch a lot of good fish down here on the Delaware River. I don't care if it's catfish. He thumped that thing. He thumped it.
So you don't need chicken livers to catch catfish?
Nah.
Like that guy.
Come here. Come here. Ah.
That's a nice cat. Do you know what kind of cat that is? Is that a flathead? It looks like a flathead. He's got a flat head.
Yeah, he's got a flat head.
I don't know. I can't identify the cat species too well.
He's got a big old barbs on there.
One of our other Delaware River friends.
Crankbait catfish.
That's right. You want to land him for me?
I'll get him.
You don't have to. It'd be better if you got a pair of pliers for me. I don't know if you have one down there or not.
Let's see if I can find a pair of pliers.
I'll try to land this guy. You got a red hot catfish with a mouthful of crankbait hooks.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, let's see if we can get this guy under control.
There's your pliers.
You with me? All right, just. Oh, man, now you owe me a crankbait. When you handed me those pliers, it nicked my line.
That's it. I got the line.
Rats.
You know, that was a nice sized catfish.
That was quality catfish.
And a lot of people don't realize that you can catch some good catfish on a crankbait. They will annihilate it.
It's surprising. These cats out here are so aggressive. They're used to being in the current, and they actually will compete toe to toe with the largemouth and the smallmouth. And you know, that's why I'm not surprised. I knew right away when I hit him it was a big fish, and the way he fights is very typical of a catfish. But yeah, you'll come out here and like if you're catching catfish, you're in a good area. It's a feeding area because, like I said, they'll compete right with the largemouth.
That was a nice sized fish too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, Pete, we have the hard structure here, but one of the things that we just talked about is this grass. And what do you have? What did you pull up?
Well, this is hydrilla. This is a brand new addition, and you can see this is a fresh plant with its roots. I just pulled it out. It's growing here. Mm-hmm. It's growing here in this backwater on the Delaware, and this, I mean, this is a fish magnet. When this grass grows in any body water that it grows in, what you have is an explosion of fish life. You know, the bait fish have food to eat, and of course, so they thrive, and then the predator fish are able to thrive on them, and the whole fishery explodes. So I'm excited to see it. We've always had spatterdock lily pads and eel grass. We have a little bit of milfoil in the river. But this grass is a brand new addition that I'm seeing the last couple of years.
And that really increases the fish population because it gives them all that extra structure that you don't need the hard stuff. They got the grass.
That's right. It's food, it's cover, it's everything. It's life.
Yeah.
And we have it. Let's let it grow. There's one. A good fish too.
Good fish.
That's a beaut. I got a mouthful of crackers. Having a lunch break. Catch a nice Delaware largemouth. Come on in here. Look at that.
No, Pete, let's talk tidal. We have about right behind us, maybe it's 8 inches of water. Mm-hmm. We came in here and you said it dropped off to about maybe 4, and you found an isolated piece of structure over there and caught the fish. Talk about it.
Well, you know, what you have here is, you know, these tidal flats they go for miles with no depth. Well, fish are going to need depth. They need it for security. They need it for ambush purposes, so that they need to be close to the deep water. And I went and we examined all these little pieces of wood laying up on the mud flat. They were all in 6 inches of water. And then we found this piece of wood, which is sitting in 4 feet of water. And immediately you're like, wow, this is a great piece of cover, low tide. You got a nice piece of structure sitting in the deepest water in this cove. It's got to be a fish on it. And sure enough, a beautiful Delaware largemouth. Look at
this. You can see that on camera. That boy is eating.
These fish are feeding. They're feeding up. You can see the girth on them, and he's got some real colorful markings on him, especially on his tail. Yeah. That was fun.
That was fun. Again, remember, check your isolated cover. You find something that goes into a little deeper water, you're going to get a fish on it.
You got it.
Let's go back onto that one, bud.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I got another one.
Yes, you do.